subscribe, love, like. We're sponsored by the Spunk Lube and rebroadcast by the Demon Seed Radio Network. We could not do any of this without you guys. Thank you so much for listening. Please give us that bump. Four Stars of People podcast. I'm Dan Frigolette. I'm here with Chloe Cage. We're at Exxotica.
Yes.
Thank you for doing this episode. I appreciate you.
No problem.
Thank you
for having me.
How many Exxoticas have you been to?
3. This would be my 3rd year.
And it's always New Jersey?
Yeah, I haven't been to any of the other ones yet.
Nice, because you're East Coast based, right?
Yeah, I'm from Connecticut.
Nice. And you do all your stuff in Connecticut.
Mm-hmm.
Nice.
Well, I travel a little bit. I've been to Tennessee, Jersey, a lot of Jersey, New York, Pennsylvania.
I spoke to Ashley Fires this year at Exxotica in Chicago, and she was pretty instrumental in trying to change some laws in New Hampshire to make it so that New Hampshire can be like a content state.
Yes.
So that's right by you. You should check out.
I've only been to New Hampshire, I think, one time.
Yeah.
I don't think a lot of people are up in New Hampshire.
No, not yet. But she's working
on it.
She wants to figure it out.
Good.
Okay, so
I believe I follow her on Twitter.
You should. So it's this fetish model adult performer.
Yes.
Okay, so fetish is the first one. This is like how do you identify? Like this basically is the idea that like you hang on, let me make sure I'm running. That you'll take. Okay, no, sorry. Let me back up. My brain is fried like the bananas now. Like it's just mush in there.
That's okay. I think.
What fetishes are you mostly going after?
Fetishes. I do sub-dom stuff.
Okay.
Foot fetish.
But which side are you on?
Which?
Sub or dom?
Well, I started out as dom, but I am a switch. To be honest with you, I go either way.
Yeah.
No pun intended.
Yeah. Right. Okay, so sub dom.
Yeah.
You were telling me the rest of them.
Yeah, I do foot fetish, ass worship, body worship, any kind of worship type thing that people crave. I usually can cater to.
Okay, nice. And you literally just told me that you just got this ink done.
Yes, I got a new piece.
You got this like when?
5 days ago.
Nice.
Yeah.
So this is great. So this is like healing wise. Where is this at?
It's at the itchy stage.
And so what does that mean for us? I'm gonna sneeze.
Couldn't sit tight.
So is it's done. Like it's not scabbed. It's not whatever.
No,
this is what it's gonna look like.
Yeah. It shouldn't get scabby as long as you keep up on the upkeep on it. Put your A&D ointment on it.
Yeah.
And you'd be good.
Nice.
You just don't want to get it dry. That's
Right.
the key. You want to keep
And
it
then
moist.
what happens if it gets dry?
Then it'll start to scab up and flake off, and then
Right.
ink will start leaching out and all that.
Is that right?
Yeah.
Because you've done all this skin damage, and you have to keep the
Yeah.
skin on the skin.
Yeah. So if you have a scab on your tattoo and then that flakes off, that will peel off the ink.
Oh wow.
So, yeah, we don't want that.
No, that's
No,
not the
not
goal.
That's not good.
That's not the goal.
Bad, and then you can risk infection and all that,
right.
and we don't want that.
I think I'm allergic to you.
So-
I have one more sneeze, and it's in there.
That's okay. I
Greatest
have that effect
Greatest
sometimes.
reaction. We could start a whole genre of porn, which is allergic porn.
Allergic? You
Yeah.
never know.
He's
That could be the next big thing.
This guy's just trying to fuck somebody he's allergic to the whole time. He's just sneezing on it. Yeah, it's a lot. Okay, so you haven't made it to the convention yet.
No, I haven't, unfortunately.
If we can get out of here
I'm going to try
on
to
time,
shoot
we
over
can get
there
you
real
over
quick
there.
right after
Cool.
this.
I dig that.
So
that's
hang out.
cool. What do you like the most about the weekend and the experience and the whole conference?
I like the camaraderie of the community. I like, networking with people, being in a safe environment with everybody because, normal life people aren't as accepting of this kind of work. So you can go there and feel accepted and feel a part of the community. And everybody's very nice that they all welcome you and broaden your horizons a little bit there. You learn new things there every year. I always learn new things.
The thing I find really interesting is the people. I interview people that I think are how do I want to say it? Like are pretty like intelligent about all of the things surrounding the industry, and they're still like craving for knowledge. They're like, no, I go to all of the seminars.
Yes.
And there's a lot of cool and fun stuff. I mean,
Yeah,
there really
there's
are.
always something to learn out there.
Yeah, it's crazy.
There's always something new.
So I guess living in Connecticut, being from Connecticut, how hesitant are you to tell just a random person that's like not in your circle what your life is and what you're involved in?
Depending. I have brought it up in a few contexts. Recently, I was at a convenience store, and there was this guy bragging about how many bitches he had back home, and he's gonna get his dick sucked, this, that, the other thing, and he was asking for condoms.
Yeah.
And the guy told him how much the
You were just in the place.
Yeah, I was just in there hanging out.
Yeah.
You know, and he's like, God damn, he's like $8.99 for some condoms. I was like, man, I'm like, that's nothing. I'm like, try $200 for some testing.
Right.
And he turns around, he's like, oh snap, you were listening? I'm like, yeah, I was listening. I'm like, don't mind me. I'm like, it's all good, buddy.
Right.
I'm like, but
That's
protect
funny.
your shit.
Right.
Be safe.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Yeah. So wait. So wait, you didn't end up divulging your life to him.
No.
You
but
just jumped into his.
I kind of went into his, but then the
Yeah.
cashier, I kind of divulged my life when it was my
right.
turn. I was like, yeah, I'm like, I do adult work. I'm
Right.
like, so I have to get tested
So I
every
know.
30 days. I'm
Right.
like, $200 every 30 days.
Is that what it is? Is that how?
Yeah.
No shit.
Well, it depends on where you live. At least in the great state of Connecticut, is $200 for me.
I like this vibe where you say you're about to say something negative, but then you call it the great state. In the great.
I was
state.
being sarcastic.
I know. That's why I like. That's why I like it. It's fun. I just realized how weird and fun this this little piece of art is.
Yeah, it is kind of weird.
Because from my perspective, that door should go inside because of the way that's framed, but then instead it goes outside. Anyway, they can't see it. I'm an idiot.
It kind of gives me an Alice in Wonderland.
Yeah.
vibe.
There's that. Right. Go through this door and crazy
Right?
shit might happen. Right. Absolutely. Yeah. I'm glad you're on board with me.
Okay.
And then half the people are listening, so they can't see either thing, so it's fine. Actually, so it's worse. I'm an idiot. Okay, what else? So you guys drove here.
Yes.
What did you rental car? Your car? What was the?
No, my good old trusty car.
What do you got?
I got a Chevy Malibu.
Okay.
Yeah.
I remember the Chevy Malibu.
Yeah, but it's not all boxy and ugly anymore.
It's a new one.
Yeah.
Oh right, they brought it back. Oh,
They
interesting.
brought it back.
Nice,
Yeah.
nice.
They brought a
very
classic back, and it's 2 thumbs up.
Cool. Yeah.
I
Send her-
approve.
So since we plugged the Malibu, we'd like a free Malibu out of this
Yeah,
episode, if you don't mind.
You know, the next model would be great.
I've figured out how to get Spunk Lube to send me. Spunk Lube sponsors the podcast, so I got a bunch of free lube.
Nice. We love free lube.
I'm gonna figure out free Malibu before the end. Before I die.
Before the end of the
Before I
weekend,
die.
maybe.
Before the end of the episode.
You can let me in on that little
Before
secret. That would be
the
great.
end of the episode. I'm gonna get myself a free Malibu before I get you one.
Word.
Just to be clear.
All right.
So let's go. So okay. So you said so some of the itinerary is the Inked Awards, which I'm excited you're coming to that.
Yeah.
And it's really been cool because it's every year it's just building and building.
Yeah.
Because I've been going for 2 or 3 years, and it's one of the first years that I went, some empty seats here and there, but it really the last couple of years, it seems like everybody's catching on to the thing, and it really is a fun, weird,
it is
cool night.
It is generally fun and weird, but awesome all in the same breath.
Yeah. It is interesting because unlike a lot of other award type shows and a lot of other award industries, it just feels more like a celebration of everybody's here, and we all kind of do the same thing.
We're all kind of like family, friends, and we're just here to hang out,
Don't get me
chill.
wrong, there's a little bit of petty stuff on the side here and there in the aisles.
There
but-
probably is, but generally we all have a good time. We
Yeah.
all have fun, and we all get a little wild and crazy because that's
I've never
what porn
hung.
stars do.
Yeah, I've never hung. I don't know why. I've never hung for the after party stuff of the Exxotica or even AVN weekends.
You haven't gone to
see
that after hours party?
No, I can't. I'll go to the host hotel and hang for a little bit. But she's just like it's at the bar, and it doesn't seem like a thing. I never really whatever the next step. Like I'm at the age of like I'll make it to first step of party.
Okay.
I'm not gonna like, 'cause, like, you know, when you're at the thing and then it's like you can feel the people that are like, okay, now we're going to this one and then we go to that one and then there's the after party. It's like no.
See, sometimes I'm like you, but I intend to go to the next party,
Yeah.
but then I feel like I missed something and I didn't get the memo.
You're right.
And I'm like, where'd everybody go?
That is the worst. Yeah.
I'm like twittering. I'm like, I don't know.
Where are the people? Actually, in Chicago, I went to this bar that I thought was part of the after party, and I felt like that. I like went there, and then nobody was there, and the door was weird, and I was like, I bet I probably just beat everybody because I was like trying to end the night early because I had a gig like 6 hours away the next morning, so I jumped the gun on the party, but then I got there, and then like the place I was going to had no idea what I was talking about, so I was like, fuck this, fuck that, you know what I mean?
They're like, we don't know what you're talking about.
I was pissed. So maybe I'll try to be in the know.
I was supposed to be in Chicago.
Next one.
Yeah.
We're closer to the next one than we are from the last one at this point.
That's true.
So you're right here. It's right now. It's
before
soon.
we know it, it'll
So
be here.
soon.
Yeah.
So soon.
It'll be Exxotica season all over
It's
again.
fun, and something about the way the Chicago thing's set up is it's like there's all the hotels, not unlike this, but all the hotels actually wrap the convention center itself. So there's no
that's
like
cool.
extra piece. There's no shuttle. There's no you just cross the street.
That's awesome.
Which is cool.
Yeah,
about
that's an
Chicago.
awesome setup.
Sorry. So what are you planning on shooting this weekend?
What
do you got lined up?
I have a couple sessions.
Yeah.
I have.
And what does that mean? What does that mean for the people that don't know?
There's some fetish
So somebody
sessions.
pays you to fulfill their fantasy as a
Yes.
And now
We do a little foot worshiping, a little ass worshiping,
and
smothering.
how specific are you before anything happens as to what's going to happen? You know the play-by-play before you
Oh,
walk
yeah.
in. Everybody
Yeah.
involved knows the play-by-play.
Yeah,
before
I
you walk
go over their limits, their hard limits, what's a no-go, what they expect.
Right.
What I expect, what my limits are.
Right.
And, we always got to expect to I just one point.
This is the thing I really want to push is because, especially one of the main goals of the idea of this podcast is to go face to face with people and the fact that they add a stigma to the adult world and to sex workers and things like this.
Oh,
and
yeah.
and what's interesting that I find, the more people that I know in this industry is the confusion about consent. It doesn't exist in this industry.
Oh, no.
You spell everything out, right?
Yeah, before you even get into that room what's going to happen.
Everybody is a willing participant, and nobody's crossing boundaries and stuff like that. And in regular people, civilian people life, it's a lot of games of fucking with people's
pushing their limits. Like
Right,
let me see how far if she likes this.
right, and in not necessarily a consensual way. So it really is the safest and best expression of sexuality because you're actually communicating.
Yeah, and even before shoots, you'll have a little chit chat. What do you like? What don't you like? So everybody's on the same page before you get into that scene.
Right.
Because, you want to have a good scene. The best way to have a good scene is everybody be on the same page and what everyone expects to happen in that scene. So you want to make everyone happy.
Yeah. And you do. In the scene and then in the case of shared content.
Yeah.
The other people too.
Yes.
So that's cool.
Yes.
How did you get involved? How did you get involved in this business? How long have you been in it?
I kind of stumbled into this, to be honest. I started out as a model, just Instagramming my pictures, just doing my thing, And some people hit me up that were in the business, and they were like, wow, you're really cute. You ever think about doing porn? And I was like, yeah, not really. I've never thought about it. And this went on for about 2 years.
No shit.
Just friendly chat, never pressuring me,
Yeah.
They just let me know that the offer's there.
Interesting.
So I was like, all right. Eventually, they told me that, hey, we're going to come up to Exxotica. We're going to be right up there by you.
Yeah.
So I was like, awesome. I finally get to meet you after 3 years of chit-chatting.
Right.
So we came up here to Exxotica, and that was pretty much my first shoot. Was my first year at
No
Exxotica.
shit.
Yep. I shot
But
with...
you weren't planning on doing it.
No, not really.
Nice.
No. I just kind of.
And what
Well,
was the
I got
first-
I got tested prior, so
Sure.
I was kind of planning
Oh,
on
I
it.
see. You're right. You're like,
But I was like
Look.
testing the waters. I was like, all right, let me see where this
got the
goes because I
paperwork.
didn't have anything booked, but it just so happened shit happened.
you're like, look, I got a passport. I'm not saying I'm going anywhere.
Right, but
But I got this passport in case.
I wanted to go to like Cuba or something.
Right, in
you
case
know?
Cuba comes up.
You know, so Cuba happened to come up, so
That's funny.
yeah.
That's really
and I
funny.
shot with for Peter North and Nadia North.
No shit.
Yeah.
So hot.
Yep.
So hot.
Yep. That was my first shoot.
I remember. How old are you? Can I ask you that? How old are you on paper and how old are you?
On paper, I'm 37.
Okay. So the so Peter North was the big like in high school for dudes. It was like he had branded himself as like the cum load guy.
Oh,
right?
yeah.
Like he was like he had the best cum shot in the business, right?
Yep.
Like from like a distance and a volume standpoint. So his legacy holds.
Oh, yeah.
His legacy holds.
He
Peter
definitely
North.
does.
He it's funny. It's just and how smart. Like he's like I'm not. He's not trying to be the fittest. He's not trying to be the biggest dick. He's not trying to be. He just listen. My shot is unbelievable.
No, yeah.
It's fun. It's
He's
a
a
fun
way cool dude too.
It's a fun way to market
Way
it.
down to earth, awesome couple.
And then I didn't actually catch the piece because I didn't. This thing where you get married and then take the fictional last name, right? I didn't even connect to the piece. So like the Sins, right? Johnny Sin and
Oh, you
Stupid.
didn't catch on to
I can't
that.
think of what her last name is right now.
Yeah.
Or what her first name is right now because I'm an idiot and my brain's a mush. But I know who it is because I can see her in my head. And then Peter North and Nadia because he was kind of out of the business and she was just getting in. So I didn't catch that they were
Yeah.
the Norths
Yep. Yep.
until like years later.
Yep. Yep.
And then it was weird because as a porn user, watcher, whatever, like she was like one of my like
Oh, she's gorgeous.
guilty pleasures, right?
She's gorgeous,
And then
yeah.
because I had this weird like jealous moment where I was like, "What, Peter? What?" Like you know
Say
what I
what?
mean?
Yeah, I know.
Right. It was a weird. It was
I
a
know.
dumb like possessive jealous.
I think we all had those dumb moments.
It's just
I've had
funny.
them too, like,
Yeah.
you know, when you find Johnny Depp's going out with another girl.
Right,
You're
it's
like,
just-
oh, what
Right.
the hell?
It's just so human. Johnny, I'm right here.
It's like, yeah.
Ariana, I'm right here.
It's like, come on,
I'm
stop
right
messing
here.
around with these girls.
Yeah, it's funny too. Yeah, because one of a guy who let's just say we're acquaintances was dating Ariana. It's a pretty big deal. People know what this is. Probably. I'm just not gonna say all the pieces. And then all I thought in my head was like, well, now I'm one step closer to Ariana. If that shit don't work out, now I know she dates
Yeah.
comics, and now I'm in there, baby.
Oh, shit.
Now I'm
Every
in
lady
there.
likes a funny man.
Right.
Every
Well,
lady likes-
I think I'm approaching dirty old man when it comes to the Ariana and Dan. You know what I mean? That's a scandal now. I think the age gap is too far.
How old is she?
Too young, I think. Just too much younger than me, and that's not.
That's too much younger than me.
Because what happens is I'm gonna get older next year, also. So the gap is gonna stay the same.
It always does,
so
unfortunately.
there's nothing I can do to make that gap shrink at all. Unfortunately.
That's
I
hilarious.
wish I could, but yeah. No, she's in her like early 20s, which for some reason when I date people in their early 20s that are like civilians, it's fine. But in my head, if it's Ariana, it's a problem. I don't know why that is. So yeah,
That's cool.
yeah. Is Johnny Depp one of your
Yeah, I've always had a thing for
Yeah?
Johnny Depp ever since I was a little girl.
interesting? Well, how do you feel about Daniel Day-Lewis?
Who's he?
Daniel Day-Lewis is.
Oh my, who's he?
Well, honestly, this is my opinion.
See, I'm really bad with names, so.
No, so Daniel Day-Lewis has won the Oscar all of the times. Every time Daniel Day-Lewis is up for an Oscar, he's going to get it.
Okay.
He won it for Last of the Mohicans. He won it for Lincoln. He won it for... he might not won it for Lincoln, but I think he did. But he won it for There Will Be Blood, and he won it for Gangs in New York.
Okay.
Some of these he might not won it for, but I'm pretty sure he did. Anyway, my opinion is that Johnny Depp is just emulating Daniel Day-Lewis. So Daniel Day-Lewis is
See,
really.
now I'm gonna have to Google this, see
Yeah.
what this man looks
So
like.
if you wanna have a crush, it should be Daniel Day-Lewis. That's all I'm saying.
Okay.
Although again, now the age gap on that might be too big because Daniel Day-Lewis might be pushing 60, but still fucking beautiful man. And so he's such a pure. He's the guy that they talk about when they're talking about method acting.
Okay.
He becomes the character.
Yep.
In his
I've
real
heard
life.
of that. Okay.
And then when the movie's over, he goes and makes shoes in like France somewhere. So this like mysterious Johnny Depp thing, changing his accent around, I think is just watered down Daniel. Because Daniel Day-Lewis would also never take a Disney movie 17 times in a row. Like he would never do Pirates.
Right.
Anyway, this is my
Right.
2 cents. I love Johnny Depp. But
I
he's Daniel Day-Lewis
Incarnate.
Underwater, yeah.
Yeah.
Watered down. That's who else on your list?
What do you mean?
Who else on your weird man crush list?
Man crush list? Let's see. Jared Leto.
Okay. These are all linear people actually. Mm-hmm. Like semi pale, semi artistic.
Yeah. I have like the same, like if you know me, like the same kind of style and guys.
Yeah.
I guess. Kurt Cobain when he was live.
Right.
Gavin Rossdale.
It's so funny. All of the things that was sexy about Kurt Cobain is why he committed suicide. It's just such a weird,
I know, and it's
all
tragic.
the mystery.
It's tragic.
Girls want to fuck a guy right before he commits suicide. They really do.
It was tragic. I cried a lot.
It's funny, guys. I don't think it works the same way. I don't think guys want to fuck a girl right before suicide.
No, I don't.
That
I don't
mystery
think so.
makes us confused and sad.
I think
But
that
it makes
scares
girls
most guys
intrigued.
off.
Yeah.
They'd be like, "No,
But it makes
you're
girls be like, ooh, what's
you're
his?
mysterious.
What's his deal? Oh, he's buying bullets. That's his deal. That's
Maybe
funny.
he's going hunting.
He is going hunting.
Maybe we can go hunting together."
Oh my God. So road stories of being a comedian. I meet so many people, and there has been the amount of suicide that you start to encounter in the world as soon as you leave your little bubble is
It's
out
sad.
of control.
Yeah.
And there's so many botched suicides that I hear about, where people are trying and they point the gun just off, and then they have to live now like with bullet face hole forever.
And God.
Saints Church.
Is it a person?
Preacher.
All Saints Church, yeah, like Preacher, the show that we watched.
No. Is that what happened to that guy? I never saw. That's a spoiler alert. I never saw the guy with the thing. That's what happened.
Yes,
Ah.
yes.
That dude is-
Now you know. Sorry.
I couldn't. No, it's fine.
We spoiled it.
No, Preacher was the thing that it's
Dude,
been
so
enough time.
hardcore.
Yeah.
Preacher was a thing that I tried to watch and I just couldn't sort it out.
So worth it.
I got like 3-4 episodes in.
It's
then
actually good. You just got to get past the few couple episodes.
Yeah.
Overdue.
You're so off mic. It's unbelievable.
My bad.
It's
dude.
what's what else? What other shows are you guys about? What's the?
All across the board.
I watch a lot of
90 days.
yeah, 90 Day Fiance.
Yeah, people love that show.
Yeah, girls love that.
What's the thing about that show that you attached to?
I don't even know what these people are thinking. That I'm like intrigued on what they're thinking. Like, what would make you take your life from in America and move all the way to a third world
Right.
country for somebody?
Yeah, 20 years later.
Well, and then what's the
can't.
probability that like if you have a soulmate, they found it,
Right.
Nah.
right? Like
Yeah.
Nah,
and it's also like it's this other thing where it's like it's tough because it's a mixture of a lot of things. You can feel the producer manipulating the person into really being like well, what about this, like they must
Right.
love you and this and that,
Right.
and then there's this other element of like I'm on TV and I should do what they say a little bit.
Right.
And I want this moment for me, but then they also do. They get sucked into this thing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Like dating's hard enough
Oh yeah.
to add these other pieces. It's
Yeah,
like-
and then to do it overseas like that,
Right.
and then be
That's
on
crazy.
TV, and then have
Right.
everybody putting their 2 cents in your
right. It's
relationship.
like what's also like you're
It's just-
removing the Darwinism of a relationship because it's like bitch tried to ghost.
right.
She tried to ghost, and then the producers went and got her. Like let her ghost, and then this
They're
dude's
like, no, oh wait, come
And then
back.
this dude's just in Bolivia, like walking around, being like, I don't know why she didn't show up on the date.
Edible underwear.
Oh, that guy was hilarious.
South Africa.
I think Caesar, he had like all these edible underwear laid out.
Interesting.
Yeah. She never showed up.
Right.
Sad.
Well, if she found out that he had edible underwear, she's like, for sure you don't show up.
Right.
If you find out that's on the menu, you don't show the fuck up at all.
I know. Everybody else like was commenting on the show. They're like, "Girl, you need to show up. Caesar's got these underwear and he's hungry."
He's trying to make you a underwear sandwich.
Yeah, sandwich.
We all want somebody to make us a sandwich, you know.
Oh,
All right, so let's jump quick to pay for your porn. This is a thing in this industry to keep
Always
people
pay
working.
for your
Please pay for your
porn.
porn.
Yes.
If you didn't pay for a piece of content that day, chances are that the performer's not getting any more money from it. So you pay for your
That's
Netflix,
true.
you pay for your coffee, you pay for your porn.
Yes.
How do we do that for you? How do we pay for your porn?
How do you pay for my
How do
porn?
we follow you? How do we find your stuff?
Anywhere.
Yeah. You can pay for my porn at ManyVids.
Yep.
Chloe Cage. Twitter at X Chloe X Cage X. Sorry, I just changed it, so I had to remember there.
Okay.
And I'm on Pornhub, Chloe Cage. Where else am I? I always forget. Where am I?
IG is some bullshit.
Yeah, I was on IG.
There you go.
They just deleted my account.
They're
I woke up-
sex positive haters.
Yeah, I woke up this morning and I'm no longer.
You found out at Exxxotica that you don't have a
Yeah,
fucking IG.
I was like, what a world I
That's
live in. I'm like,
ridiculous.
now, guys.
That's ridiculous. Yeah. I had one of my biggest events of the year, and I got put in Instagram jail for that week. And I was like,
Yeah.
fuck you. So I couldn't add anybody. I couldn't comment on
I
anything.
know.
And I couldn't unfollow anybody.
Yeah.
Like, you took away my unfollow? Yo, that's
Yeah,
fucked.
they don't let you do
That's
anything.
fucked.
I didn't
That's
even get a
an IG
warning
jail.
on that account.
Right. And then
I just woke up and they're
and
like,
then, but
nope.
then you hit them up and you're like, hey, I'm just trying to like find out which thing that you think that I
Yeah.
breached.
Yeah. No,
And you
they-
can't get an
See,
answer.
and the funny thing is, this is like my 5th account, and I was super,
shit.
super careful with this
No
account.
shit.
I probably had like
Yeah,
maybe
no,
20
no.
posts on
Yeah.
this whole account because I was like
How many
afraid to
followers you
even.
get up to?
I was like up to maybe 6 almost,
Yeah,
but yeah.
crazy. Well, so
I,
check out
my
all those
first
things.
my first account was up 5,000.
Yeah.
But no.
Yeah.
So check out all those things.
Yeah.
Check out the Porn Star People podcast. We drop a new episode every Sunday. We're on Google Play. We're on iTunes. Whatever thing you're on, we're on the other thing. We got some content today on YouTube. We did the Chunky Monkey Challenge,
Chunky
which is a
Monkey.
little bit of a variation on Chubby Bunny. So check that out. Check out our BTS content. As far as the Porn Star People, we started a Patreon. We want to start finding out what kind of content you guys want, and we're going to lean into that stuff. So get on there, follow us, and support us. We appreciate you. Thank you again to my guest, Chloe Cage.
No problem. Thank
Check
you.
out our stuff. Check
Yes,
out our
check
episode.
out
Check
my
out
stuff.
all of our things. Thank you so much for listening.